Hey everybody, welcome back to Bait Twitch. I'm finally going to do this video. It's been a minute since I've done a fly tying video, but I'm going to do an articulated rat this evening. Not a mouse, this is a rat. And I'm going to tie it on a 1/0 Umpqua hook, and I'm going to make this thing as big as possible, and it's going to have a very trimmed underbelly. And we're going to be using hair off of my deer pelt here this evening. If you don't have a deer pelt, we're gonna get into that. So I got some long deer hair, natural, and we got white deer hair, also natural. The hide that I am using is a winter kill. So this buck was taken in, deep snow. I was there. There are a few different locations on this hide that I have harvested this deer hair from, and it is kind of important, and I'm going to go through it. If you don't have a hide, it's not a big deal. If you have some rabbit zonker strips or something like that in white, that works out perfect. You won't be able to do the underbelly in white like I'm going to, but you'll still be able to do your legs and everything else. I'm going to make this thing as realistic as possible. I'm going to give it eyeballs, I'm going to give it ears, I'm going to give it front legs, back legs, and a long tail, and even eyeballs. And these eyes, if you're not going to make them yourself, you can go through and let's see. These are XL from Enerico Pugless eyes. They're crab and shrimp eyes, and these are their largest size. I could have made my own, but I just decided not to. For your ears, you're going to be going through and you're going to cut them to where they look like ears, obviously. Make this stuff look as realistic as possible. If you're going to try to replicate it like this and make your rat or your mouse, your articulated rat or mouse, of size. So, like I was saying, these two pieces of deer hair, my long deer hair, my long white, and my long brown, were taken from the hind end of this hide. So I took them from the butt end. Now, what I made my tail and ears and front and back legs out of is actually from the belly and quite honestly, the scrotum section of the hide of the animal. So the deer skin, the leather itself is really soft, and it will soak up water. This is not a saltwater fly. This is for brown trout, Dolly Varden, more of your river going fish, so fresh water. It'll be a great bass fly as well if you are interested in doing that. So let's boy, this is gonna be a big fly. I'm kind of getting ready for this myself. There will be some fast forwarding in this video, so it's not going to be, you guys aren't going to really know how long this took me, which is kind of funny. My last one that I tied took me about hour and 45 minutes, 2.5 hours, something like that. It's been a minute since I've tied one, but let's go ahead and jump right on into this. They'll soak up water because it's deer hide, and deer hide does soak up water. Which shouldn't weigh this down, even though this is really a big fly. All right, now I'll go ahead and get your UV resin. Go ahead and paint it up. Flip it over. especially if I catch fish on it. Oh, and then not have another one. Now, for me, this white section, I'm going to be trimming this up so short. These are the hooks that I'm using. Like I was saying, they're a 1/0 Umpqua hook. They're pretty good size. I'm going to be trimming that hair almost all the way to the shank of the hook on the bottom end. Despite the broken string incidences, that actually looks really good. I like it so far. Okay, moving on. Go ahead and undo that big guy. Just set him off to the side because we're going to be attaching him here really quick. So this part, you can use surf line, steel surf line. You can use 20-pound fluorocarbon or filament. I'm going to use some Power Pro 20-pound test since it has a nice wire feel to it. And you're going to grab your back section here. You're going to go ahead and I'm also using this because we're going to be adding beads onto it right now, and also keeping a nice profile on the hook shank because we're going to glue all of this, and we want to keep it as thin as possible and as close to that hook shank as possible because when we put that stack that deer hair on there, if you build it up too much, the deer hair is not going to stay. You will have problems. As if you do spin a lot of deer hair, you know this. I like to use these beads right here, and they're actually for stoneflies. And I'll use these beads. If you guys have ever tied or guys and gals have ever tied a Sex Dungeon by Gary Glupin, he actually turned me on to this because I was actually having an issue making articulated flies and them fouling up and kind of hanging up. He uses a different bead style. I'm using these because there's a bigger end to them. If I can get just 2 of these out, not the whole bag. Oh, I got luck. Alright. Don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a bigger side to it. And I do that beaded end one way and I leave it open the other. And then I take this one and I go skinny end to the front and then open end to the back. So it creates this kind of I just feel like it's putting less strain on the string itself. Now, I know you guys can't see that at all, so I'll turn it sideways and kind of move it out of camera view a little bit. Flip this over. We're going to be attaching it about yay far away. It's not very far away at all. We're going to be doing it just like that. And this will go all the way up and through the eyes. So here we go with that. Take our black string. Take my vise back down here. I'm going to right here. And we're going to just, you know what? That's how I did my last one, and I don't want to do it that way this time. We're going to start actually in the back because I want to keep a slim profile. I'm gonna come all the way back here just like that. Give it a bunch of nice wraps, nice and even and tight. Hold it there just like that. We're gonna go through the eye of the hook. We're gonna bring it up, and we're not gonna worry about this part right now. We're just gonna get that first initial wrap up and over the top and in there with the rest of it. Now we'll go ahead and bring this back. So we'd be going top and bottom with it. I just cannot seem to grab that string this evening. I gotta loosen it up. There we go. Right there. We're gonna go all the way up and all the way back down. Comes up. Oh, there. Oh, turns out I didn't like that very much. Maybe if I use it, that's a fast string. You're gonna that's the reason that's your long. So you also back on this. Sing points of water. You get extreme weather, which is helpful. Very, very helpful. So you got a nice little packet that's better. That bottom right here, I'm not getting from that. So it won't make a difference. So I'm going Sweet. All right. Oh, that that portion is done, and another broken thread later. Go ahead and we'll get right on back up into here as close as possible, and we're going to spin our next clump of deer hair right onto that. I'm going to, yeah, I'm just going to use this because even though I have an entire hide, I just don't like wasting deer hair that much. I'm not a fan of it. Tighten that up. Sprawl it out a little bit, and it's okay that this front end is starting to get smaller. I mean, it's going to, because it's, you know, it's the front of the rat. They taper. And flip that over. Now we'll add our next big white of clump hair. Now when we get done with this clump, we're going to put the front legs on. We're going to make our next clump much, much smaller. Much, much smaller. Go ahead and start working some of those fibers in, and then go ahead and stop. Don't complete that. No, push back. Push it back good, like if you're making, I'm not a professional, but making a professional packed deer hair pack. So go ahead and give that a nice squeeze on back. Whoop. I don't want to grab any of that. All right. So now that we got that pushed back nicely, go through, work this out, sprawl it out, top, bottom, and back. Now we're going to grab our short legs, short little legs, and you're going to bring your string up as long as your little tag end is. So I trimmed my hair about that far back, so I'm going to go about that far. Up and up. I'm going to stop doing that because it's upside down. Here we go. And go ahead and give this a little angle. So if it's like this, your hook shank is the pair of scissors, you're going to want to go down a little bit. struggling. Let's get those ears on there. All right. For the nose, I'm going to be going to a much darker color of deer hair. This is off of this section back here. Hey, there's a dog. Hi, Whiskey. You got your ball, huh? Really? You broke your ball? Again? Okay, go play. Go play. Thank you. Showing me your broken squeaker ball. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and just add these shrimp eyes now. Now you guys haven't been able to see a whole lot of the front end here, but here, maybe that'll help. You're just going to take these and you're going to go across the hook, shank itself, right at this might not be the best one I've ever done, but you know what? I'm okay with that. That is the articulated rat. X amount of time later. Like I was saying, he's got tail, he's got back legs, he's got front legs, he's got ears, he's even got eyeballs. Trimmed up all the white on the bottom, and there you guys go. Thank you for joining me on Bait Twitch to tie the articulated rat. I appreciate you guys liking and subscribing. You know, keeps me wanting to tie flies and post them out anyways. Even if you don't, I'm probably going to do it anyways because I don't care. Everybody have a nice evening. Thank you for tuning into Bait Twitch once again. Appreciate you guys.